Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to demand you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 411th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be your host once again in this weekly series of workshops that's been ongoing for many years now. And once again, we have the honor of being joined with members and support members of the Universal Council, who will be presenting today's program. So let me get that ready here, and we shall begin. And I believe we begin with the introduction with Shweta. Please go ahead.
Thank you, my dear. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Um, uh, I think I can't hear properly sound of Rick, voice of Rick. Are you are you listening, Rick?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you. And I will say a new year, a new beginning, a new way of living life peacefully. This is beautiful. And so I will say, here in India, we say, so blessed. Thank you. And welcome, welcome, welcome. In India, we say, Swagatam. Welcome into the beautiful, beautiful space, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Swagatam into the beautiful, beautiful space, beautiful love, beautiful, peaceful souls, universal souls of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome always into the beauty and totality of all souls in existence here in Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. And I will say, my dear beautiful souls, some few words. When I said, my soul, I'm, you're calling me? And the soul said, yes, I am calling you from yon. You don't listen to me. But how can I? I I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom, my dear soul. And I am in this cage now, growing more strong day by day. Why it is so? The soul called me, said to me that, my dear, you have never listened to me. This is not freedom. This freedom is freedom to be free, is like a wild spree. It is all the slavery that goes to this attaining hierarchy again. And then again, this prison, more and more locks. So, my love, if you want, then elevate the soul. The key is to serve, to help, to move in the souls of each other, to love each other. So, I will say, when you do this, you are stepping in the new beginning, in the new way of life. And that is the real freedom of your understanding of the free will. So I will say, and the soul, I said my soul. Now I understand. What is it? How can I do that? Thank you. And I love you so much. And the soul says, I love you too, my dear. I always loved you. So here it is. Freedom to be free in these flags, countries, nations, all, they all run for this. We are all slaves, prisoners, and run for this hierarchy always and get doomed always. You know, this is a mindset. But when we understand how to elevate the soul, how to be kind, how to be compassionate, how to be humble, how to be good, how to do good, how to talk good, how to act good. The ethos of Mitra, so much beauty in it. When we understand this, this is the real freedom, the true nature of us. So thank you, thank you. Be free in a way, always with each other. And here says the one soul of peace. We are one soul, never been separated. So I will say, this is the life we are now going to live. Well, the real freedom, I say, to understand what is in nature, what we are. So peaceful being we are. Just we have to put your hands in your heart and say, oh my God, that is what we wanted. So happy New Year, happy, 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 peaceful New Year, loving New Year, always. Be blessed, dear beautiful soul. Salam, namaste, salute.
Thank you, Shweta. And of course, this is one of the cornerstones of the operation of the Keshe Foundation, bringing peace, or if we could call peace a balance in a way. So we're just sort of calling or awakening the soul of the collective to start giving. And this is part of the World Peace Treaty. Again, we're trying to move into a more balanced path, if we could put it that way. If peace isn't a word that you can accept, perhaps balance is. I'll just read this. This is part of the World Peace Treaty, which the world leaders will sign. You can find it on many search engines as the Keshe World Peace Treaty. But this is one of the reasons, or this is part of a doorway, let's say, to enter into the world of the universal community in a much bigger way. And this is why man has sort of been isolated, even though we're part of the family. We're just trying to tame that physicality and that soul of physicality to move closer to the Creator and understand the whole work of it. But we, as citizens of the earth, from this moment on, except to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body, and soul. And if you think you're not going into space, well, I think we have a lot to learn then. And perhaps we're already in space, as we read in one of the books where man exists and operates in the universe, and the universe exists and operates within the man. So I think we're already in space, and that space is right within your thinking, speaking, and acting dimension. And if I could put it that way, I was trying to compare the picture of the plasma where we have the principal matter and we have the transition matter and we have the physical matter. And I was thinking the principle perhaps is that thinking, and the transition is that speaking, where the soul of physicality and the soul of the man meet in the voice box. And then, of course, the physicality is the acting. And this is the ethos of will be life on this planet. And of course, it's the ethos of life in the universe. So this is the actual document. If you're looking at the physicality of it and you want a hard copy or something that you can post and display to the others, but not necessarily that you have to sign it with a pen. You can sign it with the pen of your soul. As we understand, when you go out into the universe, you'll never see anything written other than the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. But I think it is a reactor. You start a process. We're all growing into this peaceful understanding at different ways and different strengths. And maybe some of us think we're quite peaceful. I always thought if you're not killing other people, you're quite peaceful. But now as we become more enlightened, we see there's a different type of war in a way going on that we sort of need to settle and balance out. And again, it's a journey for you to start exploring. Remember, this new science, this new ethos, and the new language. But I think the science is a science of peace. The ethos is, again, serving, as Sweta said. And of course, it's a language of peace. So peace is a big cornerstone. And even if you're not 100% peaceful, you can wish to be more peaceful. And through that wish, you'll start to see the changes. And in addition to that, we actually have a game of enlightenment where you actually enlighten yourself. I remember at one point, Mr. Keshe said, enlightenment brings peace, and perhaps peace brings enlightenment as well. So this game that we'll be talking about momentarily is part of that process of you enlightening yourself to become more peaceful and to become more balanced. And each one of us are growing into this understanding at different ways. So again, it's up to you to sign it and decide. And if you're not peaceful enough, perhaps you can start to play this game, and then you'll feel that you're okay to sign it. But again, I would sign it first, because your wish is to be more peaceful. That's why we're here. We're actually talking to, in a way, those who are wishing for peace. And I think all of us, as the fields come into play and bring more balance, will start to realize that peace is much more beneficial to all of us than the war and the killing and the destruction which we've all been involved with. So enjoy the new enlightenment game, which we'll start to play. There's a beta test coming out. It's called Get Plasma Now, where you can sign up and be on this waiting list to receive a confirmation for you to confirm your email. Or I think the other one is getworldplasma.org, I believe, Rick, if that one is available as well, where you can sort of log in, and I think someone did it very quickly. But this is where you enlighten yourself or teach yourself to become peaceful and enlightened. Again, there's a connection between enlightenment and peacefulness, I think, or peacefulness and enlightenment. The more you're enlightened, the more peaceful you should become. So you can test yourself. And again, that's up to you to decide.
I've tried the Get World Plasma, but it doesn't come up as a valid name, so I'm not sure about that. But Get Plasma definitely does, and we can put that in our chat here and describe what's going on.
And I'm sure we'll open this game up as in the Reactor group, which will be at 7 a.m. on Wednesday in the same Zoom room. And again, this is a whole discovery of new ways. I know Mr. Keshe has said in the past, there's a way to teach this science and so on, the science of peace. And perhaps this is a major part of it, where we get very comfortable traveling in the planet in the matter state. And then as you become more advanced, you start using the transmutation in the game. And then by using it in the game, in a way, you start to see you perhaps need more consciousness or wisdom or energy. And this will sort of ingrain something in you that you'll feel comfortable actually doing the physical transmutation. And again, this is just what I'm seeing, and others may see it differently. But there's a whole world here to explore with this game. And of course, beautiful Ed has made a nice video. Mr. Keshe went on and gave us, or humanity is being gifted this beautiful enlightenment game that's found on the, well, it's found now for people to test, but it will be put into the One Nation Network. And of course, the version will change, as he indicated, or some of the things will change in the game. Maybe some of the things you've accumulated up to this point won't be carried over into the official game, but they're looking for March 21st, and they're looking for about 4,000 to 10,000 people to actually beta test this game. It's quite unique, and again, I think many parents who have unruly children, he said to give it to every child that you can. This would bring peace in the home. Many parents who are even well-educated or not well-educated, they have some of these children that are quite out of balance. And of course, there's a lot of environmental things and other things there. But by playing this game, if they can start playing this game, and even the incentive of earning a few coins, what we call Keshe coins, a gaming coin that you can internal to the Keshe Foundation, and you can use it in the Keshe Foundation store for various plasmatic products that are offered there. So it's a beautiful concept, and we're just in the launch of this, and this will help us all to become enlightened and peaceful.
Okay, thank you, Mark. I've got a 23-minute video of Mr. Keshe describing about the new game. So perhaps we can play that and get more background information about it. What an excellent, wonderful idea where people can actually earn points or earn money while they're playing and learning more about how to be peaceful.
And imagine gaining the confidence that you can enlighten yourself. You don't need any intermediaries or something along that line. And this is part of the travel in the universe as well. So, Rick, it's a 23-minute video. Are we going to allow people to raise their hand and make a comment, or are you just planning on playing it through, or how shall we proceed, Shweta or Elizabeth?
Perhaps we can play it through and then see if there's any questions at that point.
Usually by the end, I forget the question that I had at the beginning, but
that makes it easier. Well, people can note their questions as they go along. They'd probably be fairly obvious because, and a lot of the details aren't really known at this point. We only have sort of an outline of what's going on and that. But how would you like to do it then? To allow hands or to just see if there's questions after the video, perhaps?
Elizabeth, Shweta?
Yes, yes. They can raise their hand, ask questions. Of course, indeed. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. We'll have a little question period if anybody has a question after this video. And again, this is a special video put together about with the excerpts from the last workshop. Okay, let's play it.
Today's Christmas, and I have a Christmas present for all of you. As we said, we today launch something very interesting, which is the backbone of the work of the Keshe Foundation, which is to bring about the what we call the changes that we want to bring, and what we envisaged to be brought in line, and the beginning of the change of what we call the work of the Keshe Foundation. Today, Keshe Foundation launches an amazing system, beginning of what we promised, and beginning of what we call using the knowledge, using the understanding of the technology in bringing the first steps of the change in humanity. What does this mean? Today we launch a trial session, or we give you something very interesting that it brings the beginning of the work
of the many changes that we expect to bring for humanity. We launch a game
Recording in progress.
we call it this game the game of peace and enlightenment. This game can be played by anyone. It has special reasons that we launch it this way. Anyone can go on the game and play the game and start enlightening themselves with the understanding and the process of peace, and interesting enough, earn a living. For the first 3 months, the game is for knowledge seekers. Get anyone you like to play on this game. I've just posted it on the chat of the Zoom section. Rick, if you can pick it up and post it up.
Yeah, I'll share that now.
Go on this game. In the first 3 months, you earn a little. In the first 3 months, if you pay, understand, and play it, till 21st of March 2026. Give this to any child. Give it to anyone you can to play. You played yourself. You still earn a few cents, but it's part of the playing the peace game that enlightens you to become peaceful. You earn a living on it. You can earn €1,000 for next 3 months maximum if you play it right. And after 21st, the game will change. It becomes part of the cash coin structure and part of the O&Os or an ends which you bought and you participate in it. And in so many ways, there are a few facts about this. I just put it out the way it's put down that we all understand it. The Enlightenment game is going public with its version today. It's a game without any killing and stealing. Instead, it's about helping and learning, collaboration instead of competition. It is free to play. Contrary to other browser games, you even can earn money. Cash coin when you're playing it. Second point, which is put down, is do not play for money. Play to learn and become enlightened. The first phase will end on 21st of March 2026, and on that day, version 1 will be released to the public. And the game gets a full reset so that we all start equally. But the cash coin you have earned till that time by playing the game will survive the rest. In a way, at that date, you will lose your physicality, but your soul survives. The coin is just one part of the new system VKF created. Shops, auctions, emails, chats, secure file storage, and the rest. And all this will be provided through the systems you are purchasing, that you have purchased. No government, no structure can dictate to us where to spend the money, where to learn, what to learn, and how to live. This is the beginning of the one nation, one planet, one race. We have structured this that everybody has time to participate, everybody has time to enjoy. The amount of the cash you earn till March is very, very nominal, it's very little. But it's for us to see the process, to find our mistakes, to adjust our systems before we launch. As we always shared everything with you, we pass this one to you for us to test it for us. Ask your children, your grandchildren, they won't like it, but they earn the money. If they earn enough, they might earn a few euros. But after 21st, we adjust the amount and the play that some people can earn as much as 2,000 euro per month, month in, month out. You don't need to go on what you call make fake videos. You don't need to go on the TikTok. You don't need to go on God knows what, X and the rest. But you just play with the environment of your own soul, your own dimension, and you still earn a living. It's not mining because everything has been mined. After 21st of March, we enter full negotiation and delivery of the cash coins to every government and every citizen. The key about this game is that you have to register to play. And you have to register every month to play. It's not I played and I've gone. It's set up that it keeps you in touch, in process. You move out, you come back, you register again. I need an income. I create income for somebody else. All is the same. Governments, instead of putting soldiers to kill, government put soldiers to play. Play the game of peace because it gives them the money, gives the nation, the government income. This is the name of the game. You don't mind to get. It's already mine for you to enjoy the time. On the registration, your passport, where is issued this time? The income from the side of the Keshe Foundation with your registration and whatever comes up will be shared to the government of your registration. You're born in China, you carry a Chinese passport, you live in Canada. Chinese government will receive the benefit of your work. You're a citizen of that. At the same time, we sign agreements with the governments that the income for that is only for advancement of peace, education, and advancement of humanity. You got to realize you might win or you might earn 1 coin or 2 coins a month. It's 9 billion of you. We can run the game for 100 years. We have no problem. We cannot be hacked, we cannot be destroyed, as we can reset our systems in a way that part of when you sign in to play, your system becomes part of the operation of the link in the whole process. In a way, we are launching the beginning, the test run of the 1 coin currency, which with it will connect to market cooperation shares, and it connects to cosmic ray, which what you want to hold. You hold gold in your hand, now you hold cosmic rays, you want shares in your hand, you have the Markray Corporation, and very soon, very, very soon, Keshe Foundation will release in next couple of years Shanghai Corporation of the Keshe Foundation, which means we sit on two sides of the what we call world of games of the politics and finance. A matching company as Markray will be set up in Shanghai stock market to match the two. There's a lot of preparation has been done for this. There's a lot of work is done, but you got to understand everything has to be equal. The play of the game ingrains peace, enlightenment. Children in school can play it. Grandmothers in old people's home can play it, and you can all earn a living. Man does not need to play to what we call to commit a crime or go hungry anywhere on this planet. Those of you who are able, you play and you give to the others. We look up the structure of the governments in the same way through the cash coin. Governments don't need to go to IMF and to World Bank to borrow that afterwards they steal everything from them, which is the way they're structured, but they work within the structure of all the nations as one. We lend money, we provide finances to the governments to bring everything man needs. The time of bringing and spending billions on dams is over. With the new technology we release, every man will have access to energy. With the technology we release, there will be no hunger. The system you just saw can be transferred into the line of radio frequencies, can be transferred into everything that while you're listening to music, you're fed, you become peaceful. These are not the dreams. You've seen the system now is delivered. The coin is in structure. You have paid for the system of O&O to be there that sits within the structure, and we start governing as one nation, one planet, one race in 2026, as has been promised of the holy books, as all men will live at peace, as no man will go hungry. It's your job to spread this link. It's your job to teach more people to play. We don't need more than 4,000, maybe 10,000 people till March, because we have to see the pitfalls, we have to adjust our systems, and from then on, we are ready to tango. We are ready to play the games. We don't force no nation, but we make it available that you pay your way through the games. No one needs to do drugs, no one needs to do anything else to have a living, to live. Africa, rich people in America, as much as those who have pennies in their pockets today, as there's a mobile phone available to every man on this planet today, man can survive. Those who decide to live in the jungle, that's their prerogative, they can do. But those of you who become a part of universal community and then allows us to create a dimension of peace. I enjoyed something extremely past few days when, in a way, working for a knowledge does not become, achieving superiority in knowledge does not become a crime. And we saw it thanks to two nations of Russia and China submitting the paper to what we call United Nations. Iran has become a nuclear nation. Now there is no sanctions. There is no one can meet, no child in Iran can go dying because of the sanctions of not receiving medicine, as we transfer medicine down the telephone lines. No government, no one can be sanctioned. No one can be put into wars because another person wants to abuse. We should not be punished for gaining knowledge and technology. except is wrong to those who want to abuse. And this is with the system. In the coming years, maybe 2 to 5 years, you want to understand the knowledge of nuclear, you tap in an app. Every knowledge available will be transferred through knowledge, the system of the soul. You become a nuclear physicist 100 times better than me. You want to understand the language, the soul will be taught. You see the head. There is a purpose for it. These systems have no physical connection, even though when you look at it, you see it. They're connected through universal connection lines. Knowledge man doesn't have. We achieved it, we deliver it. And then you understand how the message of work, 20 years of being here, suffering every kind of what we call possible harm, as of today, the game has started. We don't fight. We let you play the game of peace and enlighten yourself and get as many people as to play it. You won't earn much, but no man needs to commit a crime, no man needs to sell drugs, no child needs to be put at risk, no man needs to go for a revolution, to go into prison, where we all live a peaceful life. Everybody has access from the jungles of Africa to the richest man on the planet Earth to play the game of peace. Earn a living and live in peace. Don't need to do no crime. A child in Africa gets the same chance to be educated by the money he earns through the cash coin. He can earn up to 2 cash coin a year, a month. That's equivalent to $2,000, 2,000 euros, $2,400. And that can feed a lot of people. We have line and mind enough to feed the humanity for 100 years. Our message is very simple. Today is Christmas, and we have given humanity the biggest Christmas gift. Play with it. Ask other people to play with it. Earn a little bit till March, that we see the problems, we can solve the problems, and from March on, give it to every African, every South American, every Chinese, every British, Iranian, and the rest. Let them play. Let them exchange each other's money and buy and sell with each other and write down the game of dollars, rubles, and the rest of it. They want to play their game, they play. Humanity plays a game of peace and enlightenment. And with it, we bring in the back of it what we call the space travel, the space development, and the rest of it. Now, we give you the biggest gift for Christmas. I hope by the day of Iranian New Year, 21st of March, we bring the world peace much closer when we open it to every man on this planet to play the game of life. No finance. Playing it for yourself, and at the same time, we allocate funds to governments to look after its citizens, and they can do what they like. But as it's like a very much blockchain, everything is noted. No bribes, no stealing, as everything is plain for everyone to see. I thank especially the developers, especially one man who has been behind this heavily, developing it day and night. His mission is like us: peace, no central government connection, but one nation, one planet, one race. I hope we can learn from this, and I hope we can go a step further and we can build a place where our children do not born to hunger and disease, but to a world where peace is based on equality, not color, race, and gun policy. Thank you very much for being here, and we start the game of peace as we promised. Help us to develop this very rapidly, and I'm sure we're going to get attacks. I'm sure there are those who want to hack, but we have everything in the background to meet, to learn, and to be able to match. Welcome to Game of Man, Peace and Enlightenment, and I hope you enjoyed.
All right, the game of peace and enlightenment. Very interesting development of the Keshe Foundation.
So, Rick, do you think peace and enlightenment are connected in some way?
Oh, definitely. I would say so. How can one be enlightened without being peaceful? Or how can one be really, truly peaceful without being enlightened? Perhaps one might say. What do you think?
Oh, definitely connected. As he said, the more peaceful you become, the more enlightened you should become. And just the other way, the more enlightened you are, the more peaceful. So I think they're sort of playing off on one another in a way. But this is the way of teaching the man peace, plus the energies coming into the environment. And this seems like a very intriguing game. Were you able to bring up the that Get World Plasma or worldgetplasma.com? Had put a link in there, and we'll just show people where you can open.
Oh, I see. Moshfek has a link to world.getplasma.org.
Okay.
Let's see if that.
And again, it's new for everyone, but this one does come with a manual in a way, and I think we'll open that up later, perhaps if Rick decides to in the Reactor group. But if you can just bring that up and show that tab, if you're allowed to, on the beta test game, people can go to the manual.
This is the world.getplasma.org.
Okay, so on the right hand, if you see that little tab, right hand sidebar, right side, all the way over to the right, on top. Okay, now open this little sidebar. Go down, there it is, that little tab. No, down, to the left, right there. You just passed it. No, up that one, up that. Click on that little tab. It'll open that up, that menu on the side. Click that little to the left. You're all around. There it is.
To the left here?
Yes. Click that.
Okay, I'm clicking it.
It's not opening. Maybe you're not. Maybe you need to be logged in. But the second or third one down, it has manual, and it tells you how to start to play the game. You start by using the flying thing, or what we know as an airplane, I think. And the more advanced you get in the game, then you'll move into the transmutation. Oh, there you have it. There it is.
You want the manual?
Yes. For people just to understand how the game is played and some of the things that you can start to look into. But I think it's, again, much deeper than this is just the beta test of it. But this is how you start to do your travel. And then if you go to the left side and open the same sort of tab on that side, you will see, okay, there is consciousness, there's enlightenment, there's knowledge, and there's the daily quiz.
And energy as well.
And energy as well, yes. again, I've never played a game. This will be the first game I've ever played, but it sounds like the best game that's ever been created. As I said, you enlighten yourself by playing this game, and that gives you quite a bit of confidence as you move deeper into it. And apparently, as you become more advanced, different levels of the game open up to you, but you have to sort of graduate, I guess. And if you're on level C, I don't know if there's level C, but you want to move to level B, you sort of have to complete things. And when you get to the level B, now a whole new world opens up to you. But you just can't jump from C to A. You have to meet certain conditions and parameters and enlightenment and energy and the rest of it. But perhaps we'll open this up. It's quite detailed.
Yeah, we'll definitely check this out in the Reactor group for sure, and have a good look at it. I didn't realize this is all
I
there
didn't realize
already.
until yesterday that was there. I didn't think those tabs even opened. I thought maybe there was something wrong with my screen, and they were, because I'm not that familiar with these mechanisms. I never wanted to be. I mean, the computer. With the new AI chips and the way it's going with the plasmatic chips, of course. And the beauty of this is, Rick, what one of the things I was reading, when you need, let's say, some energy, I guess there's energy drinks, which you can find on the top of the page there under where it says 133 on the top of, if you close that one.
Well, it mentions here about energy or stamina. Energy is required for certain actions, especially airplane travel and some claims. Energy regenerates over time on the server side. If you run out of energy, you must wait.
And it was interesting, if you order, I guess there's 3 types of energy drinks, a +1, a +5, and a +10. And this is, when you order it, apparently it's administered plasmatically by the server.
Okay.
So it's all done on the plasmatic level. There's much more to it. And again, as he said, this is just the beginning of the one planet, one nation, one race.
Cool. Really neat.
Bringing balance into the home and into the individual is just priceless, as I see it. Anyone else want to add anything? I know someone signed up yesterday rather quickly. It didn't take less than 2 minutes. Maybe they were accomplished with the computer, but it doesn't seem too difficult. Would they like to describe that, or shall we move on, or is anyone else? Again,
So you are referring to me? Okay, all right. You just, register as a new player, and then you log in with that credential and password, and then you're off to the game. That's about it. So the rest of it is fairly obvious, and there are, once you get in the game, there are 2 panels on the right, one on the right, one on the left, where if you click on this kind of menu-like thing, 3 bars, the one from the right slides in to give you more description of what they are, what the things are on the side, on the right and on the left. And, then you have to kind of explore the game in various parts, clicking various parts. Now, I understand only parts of it. So,
You're on the leaderboard, Moshfek.
I am?
Yes.
I'm in the game right now.
I see your name down here. You have 11 points.
ambassadors. Oh, you've gotten the title of ambassador for peace. We're all ambassadors for peace, aren't we?
So anyway, so it's happening.
Well, that's interesting. Yes, definitely.
You see where they're describing them as ambassadors, Rick? Right there on top of the 333, yes.
Yeah. There's different ambassadors. One is actual, I guess, actual ambassadors. It's roughly translating what looks to be German. And ambassadors Vorwash, what does that mean?
Yeah, just what was noted by someone said to use the Google Translate. The beta has many German words in it, so you may want to use a translator to know exactly what is staying. But the one that said, I thought it was Fluschen or something. It's called a flying thing in German. That's the airplane, I think. So I think we'll have a lot of fun, and we'll see a lot of effects coming out of this as it builds up in momentum and energies within the system, and other things are going to be connected into it as well.
There's a whole marketplace thing as well, with trades and listings and whatnot that'll be incorporated apparently. Interesting as well.
And do most games require you to pay to play, Rick? Is that some games must be free?
Generally the case. Even when they say free, they don't really mean it, it seems.
Okay.
And you always have to pay it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this game is just the opposite. You get paid for playing it. Small amounts, as he said, up until the 21st of March, and then that'll go into much larger. And again, people around the world, 2 billion people without enough food or electricity, they can add this into there, as he said, even the troops and so on, as ordered by the government to play this game and give the funds back to the government. Or we can designate, again, I don't know all the details, hardly scratch the surface. But I'm sure it's well thought out, and it just wasn't developed in the last few months or so. As he said, this promise of the Holy Book has been set centuries in the past to come to this fruition now. And again, it still may be a bit of time for other things to be introduced. You don't want to sort of whip it on them too fast, but we're not whipping anything on anyone. You're enlightening yourself by interacting and with the others. So this will be, and then, as he said, this will be only men of peace in a way will join this game. So I think, again, there'll probably be some problems, as there always is, but you'll be in an environment that's much more peaceful than your type of games and other things, structures that you're involved with.
Great stuff. I like it. It's actually quite complex in a way.
And we thank and we give those energy drinks to the creators and the teams that are continuing to develop this game. I had read in the past about some of the games that kids play, and it costs millions and millions of dollars, and they're already experts at it. So I think this is the first time we sort of, and maybe they have teams in the background, but this is not an easy thing to perfect, at least your first time around, because of all the different, I guess, servers and or platforms or browsers and the way it's integrated. Somebody said the Google email didn't work with it. So there's still a few touches and things that need to be shaped up. But that's what part of the whole beta program is, correct?
Yes, indeed. Work out the bugs. Well,
so could you imagine I mean, not that we've thrown away the GANs or the nano or anything like that, Rick, or making spinning reactors to now this sort of environment. But as I said, I think it'll make you more comfortable in actually physically going to these countries down the road. and traveling and interacting. You'll be familiar with it and have the confidence to move, and the system may supply the energies for you to actually manifest there. This is just what, again, the way I'm seeing it. But you can imagine this mesh network, Rick, as you move around, you get the lines sort of crossing and crisscrossing where you travel from point of to point of arrival. And you have mine had a line on it because I went into Kenya. So it showed from the United States into Kenya. I'm still in Kenya, and I'm not sure what my next move will be. But if you connect these lines and everyone do it, you can see the mesh grid network that's being set up. And this is just the beginning of it, I would say. This is all part of the One Nation network as well.
Right on. Okay. Wow. And just once again, let people know that it's world.getplasma.org is the main site. And I guess you can get there through the getplasma.org. Must be a link, or perhaps this is the link that's in the actual email. I'm not sure.
Right. If you go on the Get Plasma, you can send your email in. And then I think there's another tab that it says about the long-term play of the game, sort of another description in a way, a general description. So you submit your email, and then I guess you will receive a confirmation where you confirm your email, and then I guess you go to the game somehow. So I don't know what these different flashing things, I have some circles moving on my screen. I don't know what that means. If it wants me to move to a different location, is that what it's indicating?
I'm not sure. It might be people that are actively doing something on the map at this time.
Somebody just said in another chat that if you share secrets of the game, you lose some of your consciousness or something. I don't know if we need a clarification on that.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll play with it and fiddle with it this week and have more information for folks.
Right. Since you have that tab out, what I was reading, if you take the daily quiz, which apparently there's a quiz every day, you then add to your knowledge. You're not logged in, so. And I think if you scroll down further, Rick, does it show the energy drinks and the meditation in the Book of Wisdom? If you scroll down, and there was go ahead, does it allow you to scroll down? Okay, nothing there.
No, we're scrolled.
And if you click on perhaps Marketplace, let's see what Marketplace does. Does it change its format where you can change into a picture of the globe and sort of rotate it in any direction? I don't know where I found that. Perhaps it's under a different tab. Instead of giving a flat world view map, it gives you sort of a globe.
Probably in the settings, I think, here.
Go to 3D. There is an
3D,
item
yes,
on the right called 3D.
3D globe, and you can go to...
No, not there. Not in the setting. Go to 3D. Get out of setting. On the screen on the right, look at all the items, all the symbols, and there is something called 3D there. On the right column. Right edge, yes. That's it.
and you can manipulate this globe in you can turn it upside.
You can magnify it and you can rotate and twirl it around in various ways.
But maybe you have to be signed in to.
No. He's already there.
Okay.
So you can zoom in and pan on this screen. With the mouse click you can pan with the wheel. you can zoom in and out on both screen. And then you click and you can click drag, and then you can move around as well. Like you can rotate. In case of the sphere, you can rotate. And then there is an item called, there is some bug in the rotation, especially where I am located. But if you can click on reset view on this panel, and it will go back to somewhere in north. It's on American continent when you.
And again, you would just click on a country. Some are not authorized. I looked at China, and there was no. But as you click on one of these borders of the countries, the country lights up, and it asks you if would you like to travel to Kenya or wherever, China.
Well, 3D view is a little different.
Not on the 3D view, on the first one you had there, Rick, the normal one. And then you can say travel now or later.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you clicked on,
slightly different, but but you get the hang of it. It's not that difficult.
If you highlight the borders, it should ask you if it's authorized. Some of them said not authorized. I don't know what that means, but anyway, it asks you if you want to travel. And for beginners, it's recommended that you use the air travel rather than the transmutation is for advanced players. Back to 2D, Rick, right there. Yeah. Okay. That's the depth of my knowledge so far.
All right. Well, once I get signed in, I'll investigate it in more detail.
And we know that the store will be growing into tens of thousands of products. So the store will be growing. I know it's going to appear on Shopify. So it won't just be the number, maybe 150 or 200 products in the store now. It'll start to go into the tens of thousands of products. And for someone who is needing income, this is certainly can be quite an assist. As he said, the 2,002 coins a month will feed quite a lot of people. And that was one of the first emphasis, that nobody goes to bed hungry and nobody goes to bed cold on this planet. And as he said, this will be the end of the hunger on this planet and the war policy. But it's only the start of the beginning. Anyone else, please, or anyone from the participants or attendees who'd like to say anything?
Manfred mentions the translations for Vorwash is week before. So that list of people would have been from the week before, I guess.
Okay, shall we move on? Thank you again, Ed, for the beautiful creation.
I'll just correct, Irmgard mentions it's worldgetplasma.org, not getworldplasma.org, but it's actually world.getplasma.org. So just put that in our Q&A for posterity. All right, great. Well, let's carry on then. And as mentioned, we will look into that in more detail in the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group starting Wednesday at 7 a.m. Okay, I think we're into the wishes part of our program now. And I'll just notate that we will have a full minute of silence after each wish is verbalized. And we'll start out. Is Stefania here?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Rick, if you could prompt us because some of the ones are not here.
All right. We have one of the knots to start with. So,
okay. We, the Universal Council, wish one universe, one race in total peace.
We, the Universal Council, wish for a spark of unity like one soul to spread throughout the world and beyond in 2026, achieving everlasting peace worldwide for all of us.
Marinez, would you like to go ahead on this one?
Yes, thank you. We, the Universal Council, give through our souls to all souls in existence to elevate in level of understanding the ethos of Mitra, universal love, living life as a peaceful being, respecting all life and living equally.
We elevate the souls of all members in the past, present, and future of the Universal Council as one soul, as part of the totality of the knowledge of creation.
Shweta, could we get you to do this one?
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. We, the Universal Council, give through our souls to all souls in existence. Congratulations in this communication with the universal community, elevated in the path of peace, beauty, and totality. Our wish is our command. We are present.
I think we already delivered this one, Rick. We, the Universal Council, wish for financial support, all work for the Keshe Foundation and Mark Ray Corporation to be distributed accordingly as one planet, one nation, one race.
Elizabeth, would you like to do this one? She may not be able.
I will.
Okay.
I will do it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We, the Universal Council, give from our field strength to empower the world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to a permanent and everlasting peace on this planet. Our wish is our command. We are present.
Next, we have
Hello again.
connection between souls. Please go ahead, Marinez.
Thank you very much. So we join the soul of man with the soul of physicality by speaking these words in this moment. I love you, my soul. I live you and I love with you. And I adore you. And see what the soul will give you back. Well, I have some anecdotes, some remark about this. Like when I first was hearing this, and then we were told about our soul of man, and I couldn't understand what's the difference between soul of physicality and my soul. So I was telling myself that I tell my soul, I adore you, I'm happy to be with you, I love to live with you. And so every time I needed to expand my soul or to open my soul, I was addressing the soul which I was talking to. So the one who talks is my soul of physicality, and the one I was talking to was my soul. So that was helping me with finding what my soul was. I hope I was right. So I'm doing that continuously. And then I have to do my soul connection, I think. So soul connection is one of those things that, thank you, as knowledge seekers, we have found a way to have a part in peace movement for ourselves, for our planet, for our community. And that is to use our soul, to use the power of our souls, to use our emotions and our souls to wish for the peace on earth, for prosperity, brotherhood, equality on earth. We use our emotions to push our souls that we connect with all other souls which are here at this moment, which are here in any form. They are wishing souls. They might be humans, they might be non-humans. So we connect our souls with all these souls at this moment. And we assume there is peace on earth, there is security, there is prosperity. Everybody has what they want to eat. The news is full of progress and development. That the Keshe Foundation technology is everywhere, in school, in TV, and everybody is using that. Children are using these. The sick people are using GAN's technology for their pains. And people who are interested in space, they use it to go to space. We go to space, we have the touristic places in space to travel when we need and we want. And that's really um, the light, golden age of man. And we assume it's already happening. We assume it happens and it's there. In fact, it can be in our heart and our soul when we are in peace, when we think that I have done whatever I thought is correct and I'm in peace. Because as I have been in this path of peace up to now, I will be conducted to the same path afterwards. And we feel peace in ourselves. We don't rush because everything we want can come to us through our emotions, through our souls. So we just take 1 minute of silence, and in this we try to connect with every soul, wishing souls around us for this dream of mine coming to reality. And then when we feel this peace, we can bring it towards our body. Every cell of the body is impregnated with this soul and beauty and light. And we feel completely this wave of peace in ourselves. Thank you very much for sharing. We, the Universal Council, invite the Keshe and Universal family present at the earth to unify at the soul level every time, every day, and at 9 p.m. CET, giving from our field strength to enlighten the souls of world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to a permanent and everlasting peace on this planet.
Hey, thank you, Mehran. Next, I have to go along with this video from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Mr. Keshe discussing about an invitation to be part of the Universal Council. So I'll share that now.
There's something which I should have made an announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of the Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they served during the 60 years. They are there till 61. To run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally, and we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of structure of the nationality, understanding the culture, that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation, or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Rick. I also want to add, and I also want to welcome to all souls who want to serve, to join the Universal Council membership and Universal Council support membership, to serve humanity at this beautiful time. And thank you for always being with all of us, and so much welcome to join in the Keshe family, Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to be a universal love. Thank you. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salut. And also we invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council and Universal Council support to send us your question to be answered live each week, or the needs of your community. As it is always, like everything is in the new beginning, please do join us in the different languages of Telegram of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute and organization. In different language, you can share your love, your help, your teaching. We can start. We are all knowledge seekers, dear beautiful souls, and we always can have a beautiful interaction. We teach each other, we elevate each other. So please welcome into the telegrams of different languages of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. So much welcome. We are waiting. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
Thank you, Sweta. Next, we have an excerpt from the 622nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And it's about the graphics from the 3i Atlas event, the graphics of the connection that Mr. Keshe was making at that time. And this starts at the 21 and a half minutes into our broadcast. And just let me get that teed up here and we will have a look at it.
Blowing. It's beyond understanding of the human race today. This is why every time this thing passes us, supposedly 3 years, but looks like every 2,000 years, is not what we thought. What we gathered, as you were all here last Thursday, a normal behavior. But as it got close to us, the following day, and passing us very close, still 160 million kilometers away, as I said to a knowledge seeker, I take my hat off to whoever is behind this thing. Is intelligent, is caring, is literally like what I call a bus route. It goes through, but it knows because of the situation, the bus can be in a different position. The range is still to be there. It nourishes, it exchanges, it does everything that what we don't see in a physical dimension. When it got to Earth, it did strange things. We monitored the spectrum of the 2 channels which it could work. The knowledge within the Keshe Foundation is so deep that we are frightened to share. But we set up a structure, we set up deliberately receivers, transmitters on its path to see how it interacts, what it does. Last Thursday, we saw pictures of it in the dimension of the plasma. Clearly, undoubtedly, it was normal passing. It was as normal as we've seen, because in our system, we know what our system does in normal condition. And without knowledge seekers knowing, we started setting up the scene the weeks before for such an encounter. It was important for us to understand before close encounter, during the encounter, and after the encounter. So, if you remember as knowledge seekers, I shared with you an image of it before arrives and image of it when it was no contact with us. But the most important thing for us was to see and understand what it does, how it behaves, how it just brings everything together, how it changes us, and what this is up to. I'm a man of wisdom in space technology in the dimension of universal waves, plasmatic fields, and understanding of the creation of life. When I saw these images, it brought me shakes and shivers. I wrote in a simple way in one of the notes that this system has touched humanity, it will touch humanity, and we are fearful of what is to come. As you see, this is our system set up before 3-4 weeks ago, and we see a very normal, this is our normal system. We have a line of communication, we have a dimension of physicality, we receive from the top, which is the soul area. We interact with dimension of the physicality. Somewhere here is the go between universal energy and the physicality of the man, which we call the soul of physicality. This has been normal. We set it up. We were expecting. We had a blueprint. We didn't have to do anything. 3 weeks could not be tampered with. The line of communication is very clear. But something strange happened in the past few days. Very strange. And the most strangest part of this thing was this chap, Mr. 3i, is downloading passengers. Is literally downloading unknown entities to us. We have the confirmation of it. We can see the line of its channels of existence, and one after another. There was no doubt that this system, what we know as 3i, is downloading passengers. And you saw the line before. Now you see the line. 2 lines. It looks like it downloads seeds. But we had to look more exactly how this system works. How is transmitting, how is downloading, how it's interacting with us. And in the process of communication, we watched it, how impregnates the dimension of physicality to the point that as it needs, it nourishes what it wants. What this means is this guy is very clever. It brings to space as it goes, and according to that space, it nourishes it. Works on a dimension of the physical side. We see this very clearly, strongly. You have to understand these are pictures out of the frame of the work. We have hours and hours of recording. You see what it does. It transmits in downloads seeds in the energy level. And then what is more interesting for us is that we, without knowing, as a human race, nourish these creatures on this planet. The evidence of it is on this side of the picture. We've seen this, if you remember, months and a couple of years ago. There is nothing at all except on this dimension where the soul of physicality and the physicality merge to one. And it does it in pulses. The soul exists. We know all the green is a soul, but you see the physicality and the soul of physicality becomes one. This is seeding. This is how we see life in the earliest stages of the womb of the mother with the child. And for sure, this chap, our 3i, is using this planet for a specific jobs of bringing new cycle of life and leaving it behind. It is clear to me that spending hours studying every point, especially, for example, when you look at this picture, is much, much more clearer. You see, it does it in pulses. The first line is still there, which we created time ago. And as we watch the video, this pulse moves in and then it moves out. It means it's downloading. It's literally as a bus, passengers off, passengers on. I'll pick you up in 3,000 years. And the intensity of work with this system is amazing. We have recorded everything of this system on our files. In coming time, we'll release it for the world of science and knowledge to analyze this encounter, this behavior. And you can see here very clearly, very, very clearly, there is nothing and absolutely nothing but soul of physicality. Soul doesn't exist. Physicality doesn't exist. It's a pure download. We deliver, let it gather its soul, let it gather its physicality, and we see it on this side, clearly the behavior. There are two things which explains why our ancestors have seen this as a light, have seen this.
All right, well, I got so involved, I went a couple of minutes overtime on that one, but I think it's all good. Again, this is an excerpt from the 622nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop that would have been on Christmas Day, December 25th, 2025. And that was at the 20 to 30 minute range from that video. Okay, let's go back to our program here. Next, we have the knowledge and understanding from the 622nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. With, well, if Stefania was here, then we would have Stefania, but otherwise Moshfek and Dean or others can contribute. And
Rick, my dear, we can skip.
Skip the knowledge and understanding. Okay.
Yes.
Let's move into. Just give me a moment here to get my. My screen's out of the way so I can move forward here. Just bear with me a second. Okay, next we do move into transmutation time with Moshfek. Please go ahead.
Oh, we have the new picture today. All right. Great. Okay.
Is that the work of artist Shweta?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Should have signed it down in the lower right corner.
All right. So, well, very colorful indeed. And so let's start with this that beautiful woman with that colorful dress. And the fringe and the lace at the fringe of the dress. You know, last time we talked about how the lace can be material, can be light. Now, it depends on the fabric, of course. How it matches the fabric of the dress, and the design of the dress. And we talked about if and when we are in a position to create light between our hands, we're really not that far from manifesting this light as material. Because as we know, material is wave when it is constrained in a certain way. And now that we have learned to constrain light into a form of material, we have to go the other way too. This is the part we are less familiar with because we came to this world in a manifested material form. Yes, we know our emotions, but we were not familiar with the idea that the emotion in the end results in this pattern that we call this physical body. It looks more or less, you know, static. Nothing is changing much, but things are moving, which gives us the illusion of something being static. And the story is not any different within an atom, and this is one area we have been exploring in the plasma reactor group, how to travel to this atom and see the dynamism, yet appreciate the solidity or the coherence of an atom. But at the same time, it's extremely dynamic. So our material our material, or the lace that we produce, is a constrained dynamic energy. Now, if we loosen things up a bit, it becomes what? It becomes the inertia. The pattern still holds, but it's no longer expressing itself. It's the energy form that has lost the level of coherence that it needs to form a material. So why do we need to do this? For transmutation, we have to go both ways. We have to become material form and then withdraw our material form to the energy level. So depending on the party we're going to, our lace has to be different. And so does the dress or the emotion that creates the lace. They have to match. How can we go to a party without matching dress and lace? Well, we means the women. And so this is so we have, and as most of us are inclined to do, we are not just going to one party. So we better know how to make a new dress and with a new matching lace. We may help a woman to, to create the lace or the dress, but that's how far I think I would go. But nevertheless, so how do we take the lace and make this, as the first step, make it a light? Because the waves that interacted to form the coherent pattern is there. We just have to unravel the light, and we have light. I mean, essentially the lace of the material manifestation is nothing but light. It's kind of like twisting lights together to create. It's just like thread. It's fascinating. I didn't think about the thread analogy before I kind of came up with this thing, but the light twisted together becomes material, and as we unravel it, the physicality loosens up, and we see the threads of many color. We call them light, and that is, again, because of the fabric that it matches to, or the emotionality that holds it together as light. And we talked about how we create a waveform of light by releasing and putting pressure in an orderly fashion on a constant field of plasma. We need, of course, two different kinds of the plasmas, one acting gravitationally and magnetically with the other. So just like manifesting lace is a wonderful act, also is withdrawing the lace. And this is the part where we are less skillful because we leave our body on this planet as we depart. So this skill is part of transmutation, obviously, because we have to come and go, not come and leave our mess behind. So, or tattered lace that has been used for a while. So, you know, shall we say it's more environmentally friendly, and because we are not only interacting with the environment, when we are not in the environment, we completely withdraw ourselves, the whole package. And this completeness gives us the satisfaction of taking complete responsibility of our creation. Or in a way, we take up the full responsibility of being a creator. In love we create, and in love we withdraw the manifestation. And we don't leave behind anything for others to think about.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you,
Thank you very
really.
much.
Can you hear me, Moshfik?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, thank you for explaining the lace. This woman is wearing this lace, this beauty, this jewelry, and with the plasma water and the frankincense. I lit it up like that, in my house. Um, I love lighting up, giving this frankincense. I love frankincense, the essence of the beauty of it. And I am seeing, as I had started in 2013, I started to see these structures in the sky, like cities. Uh, but these cities are like, not very populated. As it is, the cities are waiting for us to be get populated. And the eye in the sky sees me, and I seen that. I seen him. And, it's like a merging of the two. The 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 Atma, the soul, and the beauty, the manifestation of power, energy, Shakti. So this is what I drawn at that time, and then I after stepping in the path of peace, stepping in as a being in Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization, and I drawn this with a plasma bowl and frankincense. The vapor from the frankincense are coming, and now they call it a three-eye atlas, but it has it has been there waiting for us to see, like the soul is calling, and we just forgot, as Moshfik said, including the lace. What about the beauty of the lace? So uh, this is what we are all experiencing now. It is like, sometimes I feel like it's the whole system came, and of course from there the ships are coming. Mm. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, dear Moshfik. Thank you.
We had a comment in YouTube, but it's in French, and the translation's a little bit rough, let's say. But I'll put it out there just because I like to make sure we cover such comments when it came up when Moshfegh was talking about emotions, I believe. And the person, Ms. Radadi, says human emotions do not even belong to our side. Our acquaintances are much closer because it seems to me that I understand that emotion is the cosmic rays. So it's a little broken, but the idea that emotion is the cosmic rays, they don't really belong to us in a way. Does that make sense? Does that ring a bell, anyone?
No, emotions belongs to us as we don't understand how universal we are. Yes, we are the part of the cosmos. We are all, even we don't know. We forgot thousands of years ago. We came from there. So emotions is not like, as it's my emotion. It got this individuality as human being, as every individual has this emotion in their own way. So emotion is always there and it is a part of us. And it is cosmic, it is universal, and it is planetary. It is individually, and it is always because if you say cosmic ray, it is always flowing. Just we don't know, like the rivers in the planet. So we have to recognize that every energy body we have to recognize. We have to understand how energy bodies we have. We all have energy bodies, just we have to recognize, you know. And so this is what emotion is also personal. Like we grow it like that, in this physicality, like anger or like this. But the basic and alignment of emotion is very universal. Now we are going through this emotion of um, universal energy. So emotion is always there, and it comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when we came to this initiation, we are joined with the emotion of all beings from as part of Mother Earth. So as we say soul elevation, there is this emotion of elevating. There is this emotion of love. There is this emotion of peace. There is this emotion of abundance to all. Play the game. Be in joyful emotion. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Dadadi. Thank you so much.
And there's a further explanation of our translation from Guillaume, who says, translation, human emotions are not understood by us all. We know very little. And emotions are cosmic rays. This is what I understood by.
Yes, we less understood the emotions actually, how it works in a way. The emotions are kind of energy. It will work as you say, and we are suppressed, of course. Because of this, we don't understand the how to be applicable in this manifestation, and thus everything is messed up in a way, and it grows and grows and make diseases, sickness, all that is, and after the end comes death. But we are eternal souls. We know that. So now we understand how to um, be in a way, kind of. We are in chaos still, but we are understanding that how to be a, a little bit of neutrality inside us, kind of not black and white, not evil and good, but some neutrality. From everything we are learning. This is a learning process in this way. You also enlighten. It is also, as we say in our realm, that yes, the game is over. Enough is enough. Now we come to this emotion. So this is also true. Yes.
And also, perhaps there are higher and lower emotions, and perhaps some are directly connected with the cosmic rays, and others maybe are not connected that way. I would put out. Anyway, let's carry
Yes,
on.
emotion. Yes,
Oh, go ahead.
yes, yes. Carry on, please, please. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Thank you, my dear. We are all learning.
Okay, let's go to our next thing, which is we have the UBISAs from the 622nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. It's about a 5-minute excerpt. And that starts at the 1 hour and 3 minutes. I'll just get that lined up here. Okay, let me share that and away we go.
This is, as we showed last week, the obisos, which started as an eggshell, and now this is what it is. Advancement in knowledge and technology. And the beauty, as you can see on it, it says obiso. And it is interesting to be able to literally bring the technology forward so much. And systems like this are connected in a different way, and these systems are connected 24 hours a day to our system. And it brings a new dimension in the work. And what you see, this is not what we said. I said before, the big, large obisos, and now is part of the mass production. And these we have started exporting it around the world. Those who had the intermediary system now receive the ultimate system. The beauty with this is that you don't need to book a time with us when you're the user of this. It leaves it to the ones who bought it to, when it's used, for what it's used, what the income it has according to contract to pay to the foundation for its use and income. And all it is, you need to say what is needed, what's the condition of the the user, that the system can be adjusted accordingly from us inside. It has brought using that huge egg to such a small thing, and this still is an intermediary position. I know this will be changed quite drastically in the next couple of years, as it took us 5 years to come from that big, huge thing to this. And I remember when I first time saw the whole VISO in the labs of the Keshe Foundation taking a huge space, and people working in it, outside it, trying to tune to it and place motors and engines in it. And now it has brought us to this point in maturity of knowledge and technology. I thank the team. It takes weeks to produce a single one of these. It's so sophisticated, it cannot be repeated, it cannot be replicated. There are so many hidden technologies in it that cannot be seen by the eye of the man. Has the knowledge of creation needs to be understood to be able to do this. And now you see there is a number of these ready to go out, and some have already been delivered, is in the hand of DHL and the rest. And those knowledge seekers who you bought your visas and you thought you're going to get a big egg, the only big egg left is the head of the man inside it, which will bring the change. It's much more effective, it's much more direct. And in a way, if you understand it, this is feeding the soul of the man. And through the soul, changing the condition of the man. It's man who has decided, as we saw with the 3i, what is going to be and what the condition can be. Thank you very much. And I hope we'll learn something from this and from all of you. And those of you who bought it, this is invoice to the value of the what you paid, and you have to pay your import tax and duties. And this is a system that will bring the changes which you wanted. And don't put it again in the shelf, as many of you, when you received your unit, don't use it, put it away. This one needs to be used. If we don't see usage on it, we ask you to give it back. Of course, we don't pay you back, but we give it to some people who can use it effectively.
Okay, that's an excerpt again from the 622nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last December 25th. Okay, back to our program. And for the next part, we have the needs and wishes.
Thank you, my dear.
Yes, go ahead.
Any question? Any question before the needs and wishes, my dear Rick? Or anything to discuss from beautiful souls? Welcome.
There was a comment about emotions from Ms. Radadi again. Something about, let's look at colors like cold and warm. Cold is black, warm is white. Mr. Keshe said colors are millions and they are our emotions. So back to the emotions.
For you, cold is, yeah. I said, as you personally, as individual, cold is white for you, and hot is, and it is different for different individuals. I see when the cold comes, I see all the colors. I love to see I love coldness, you know. I love the winter. I see all the colors in the winter. I develop dreams, I create painting, drawing, everything I can do. And the summer is black for me, you know, kind of like that. Because in India, there is very hot season going on, up to 50 degrees Celsius. It comes like that. So for you, it's a different emotion. For me, it's a different emotion. But then we are emotional people, and we understand how to react with it now. So so and we appreciate each other's emotion, indeed, with different colors, different waves, different, you know, energies, of course, to touch, to feel, as we are people of beautiful hearts also. Thank you. Thank you, Radhadi, for your interaction. Thank you, my dear.
Okay, and Tender has a question. He says, I have a question for those who will be studying these 3i Atlas energetic soul of physicality seedlings. When they gather soul and physicality of manifestation, how can we know that these outcomes originate really from 3i Atlas and nothing and nobody else? I mean, this process happens probably everywhere and anywhere else from all the time, doesn't it?
But you know, 3i Atlas has been the name or the dot coming from far, far away. But it is, yeah, maybe there is a 3i Atlas, there is a mothership, and but there are very, very massive things around Earth. We call it the Dyson spheres. Now we can see them, and they were always protecting us in a way. So I will say that the message is cosmic, universal love, and it is very complex if you say, very complex. But if you understand peacefully, then you can receive this beauty simply, simple messages. Of course, the contact has begun. You are asking this question, that means you are in contact, my dear, as a soul being. So we we identified this mechanism, this cosmic traveler, this beauty, all the motherships and all. So of course we will understand if we set we set our emotions simple, you know, like the real human being we are, always connected with the cosmos, always connected with everything, always connected so first of all, connected with Mother Earth, Gaia. So this is how we interact, as we say, as we interact with each other as soul beings, confidently, you know. Now, before that, we are so confusing. Can I ask this question? I was so nervous always asking any question from anybody. I mean, I always think that maybe that person will get angry. Maybe I was also in anger, but I always in fear. So now this has gone so simple that we are asking question, we are discussing about this universal love that has came, about the 3i Atlas, about the comets, about the motherships, about the, well, you can say a binary system or a planet or whatever. So yes, of course. Thank you, Tender, my dear.
And trying to determine where our feelings come from is sometimes can be a challenge. And at the time of the closeness of 3i Atlas, around the 19th of December, and the following few days, Mr. Keshe was keeping track of that with his equipment and processes. And that's where people were feeling particular things and were commenting in the chat and so on, which went on for several days of continuous broadcasting at that time. And for myself, I was wondering, I went through a lot of emotional kind of, well, upheaval at that time. And it was a challenging time for me, actually. And I was surprised at that intensity of emotion. And normally at that time of year, it's a dark time of year in the Northern Hemisphere. And you get what's called SAD syndrome, which is seasonal affective disorder. And you can actually feel sad and so on. But I've learned over the years how to deal with that. And I recognize that. And you take some extra vitamin D and so on and so forth, and you can get over that. But that wasn't what was happening. It may have been contributing, but there was other things going on. And I realized that perhaps it was the influence of the 3i Atlas in our neighborhood. And for me personally, I had a reaction to that, or response that was difficult for me to handle emotionally. And I think different people have different responses. Perhaps Some go into enlightenment immediately and feel peace and calm and so on. And perhaps some have resistance like myself, and that sort of rears its ugly head at that time. So, but it's interesting to notate where these emotions come from. And for me, I could isolate some of the response from the seasonal thing and Christmas and other stresses at that time. But this was above and beyond that, and it was a very interesting experience to go through that. And in a way, it forced me to elevate myself. And because I found myself in a lower position, and it wasn't comfortable for me, and I felt like I needed to elevate. And that's what gave me something to work with myself. And eventually I overcame that whole emotional situation. So that was my experience of that situation with the 3-eye atlas. And whether it originates from 3-eye atlas or not, we have to go deep inside and find out where our emotions are originating from. Anybody else have any comments about that? I actually explained that, and Mr. Keshe answered that question in the last workshop as well. Okay, well, let's carry on. Perhaps it's time to move into our needs and wishes here.
Thank you, Rick. So I can read this wish. It says, we, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of the planet. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for protection of those living in fear. We've just changed wishes. Okay. In natural disaster areas, and our soul wish to help cover all emotional and physical needs.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leaders involved in conflicts in Sudan and other areas only by greed with unconditional love and inner peace, so that they respect the lives of all population, because I can't read it because of the lighting. Okay, let me read it from some. Because they are sovereign and free.
We, the Universal Council, give freely our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders and the population throughout the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equal.
Thank you, Mark. We had one final remark from Tender in our YouTube, which is, if the space of the UBISO unit has become so concentrated, what about the UMISO, the Universal Matter Enhancement Spaceship unit? Can we have these in our pockets? And I think that would be probably the way it's going. In fact, you might not even need it in your pocket. Perhaps it can be broadcast in a way. Definitely have a bright new future in terms of the technology when things get rolling here. Any other final comments before we wrap up our workshop here? Okay, I suggest we call it a wrap and let everyone get into their holiday activities, whatever that may be, wherever you may be. And who would like to do our end phrase?
Hi, Rick, I'll read it. So it's, we are here to serve and not to be served, the Universal Council.
All right, great. Thank you, Dean. Well, that brings to a close our 411th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. Our next broadcast will be in of this program will be in 2026, and we look forward to that as we begin a new year of teachings and knowledge of the plasma technology. All right, our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which will be tomorrow, Wednesday, December 31st, on New Year's Eve. And that starts at the 7 a.m. Central European time. So there's lots of time before the actual eve of New Year's Eve day. And we'll be discussing lots of interesting things that have related to what's come up recently in the Knowledge Seekers Workshop and some of the other work in the background. So also our Knowledge Seekers Workshop will be coming up on the 1st of January. That's New Year's Day 2026. And we look forward to what Mr. Keshe has to say on that auspicious beginning for the new year. That starts at the 9 a.m. Central European time, so far as we know. So that's our itinerary over the next few days of continuing the holiday season here. Thank you, everyone, for attending today's workshop, and we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop, wherever that may be. And bye for now. We'll go out with our usual flight enhancement spaceship unit music. And may you have a wonderful day wherever you are.